please listen to the rules and procedures that will follow for tonight's meeting.
Good evening, and welcome to tonight's meeting of the Town of Babylon Zoning Board of Appeals. The following is the procedure that will be followed tonight. The matters will be called in the order they appear on the calendar, with adjourned matters being called at the end of the regularly scheduled matters. Matters cannot be heard prior to their published scheduled time. When your matter is called, please submit the affidavit of posting to the Secretary and proceed to the podium and give your name and address. The chairperson will then swear you in and read into the record information we have from your application, comments from various town departments, and any correspondence received on your application. The chairperson will then ask you to make whatever presentation you wish to make to the board. After you have made your presentation, the board will ask whatever questions the board deems appropriate, and then we will ask for comments from the public. If you wish to speak for or against an application, we ask that you wait until you're acknowledged. Come forward, give us your name and address, tell us where your property is in relation to the property that's in question tonight, and then please direct your comments to the board, not the applicant or the applicant's representative. We have to keep a record, and we cannot do that if there are people talking over each other or cross conversations. If someone has spoken for or against an application, and they have said exactly the same thing that you wish to say, it will have the same force and effect in the record if you give your name and address, are sworn in, and say that you join in those comments. If you have anything additional to say, please don't hesitate to do so, but keep in mind that you will be given only one opportunity to speak. After the public has spoken, the board may ask the applicant to come back to answer any questions that may have come up as a result of the public comments, or for the applicant to summarize. When the applicant comes back to answer any additional questions, if that happens, that does not start a second round of public comments. Once the matter has been heard, various things may occur. The board may decide the application immediately. It may reserve decision. If the board reserves decision, that does not mean the matter is approved or denied. It just means that the board needs more time to decide, may want to go out and look at the site again, or might want to review the documents and testimony further before making a decision. In either event, the applicant will receive the board's decision in writing shortly after the board makes its decision. If the application is approved, that does not mean that you can then go ahead and start construction, or whatever it is that you requested from the board. You will have to wait for the building permit to be obtained from the building department before your go-ahead. On some occasions, the matter may be continued for another night. If it is continued, in most cases it will be for the submission of documents, a new survey, new plans, or something of that nature. If that's the case, no one needs to come back on the new date. The documents will be submitted and no further testimony will be taken. On rare occasions, a matter may be continued for future testimony. If that's the case, then people would have to come back to testify. If matters are adjourned at an open meeting on the scheduled date of hearing, no further notice need be given unless specifically required by the board on the date the adjournment is granted. 3 rules that may affect your ability to proceed tonight. 1. If the sign was not posted for 10 days, we cannot hold the hearing tonight. 2. If you commence this proceeding while you own the property, but no longer own the property, and you are here now to continue with the application, you will need either the written consent of the new owner or the new owner to be present for the hearing. This situation could come about if you sold your house or building, money was held in escrow at closing for a certificate of occupancy or permit, and you're here tonight to clear that up. Lastly, if your application is a commercial application and it's other than a renewal, and there is more than one tenant in the building, then you need your landlord to be here. Is there any applicant that has any difficulty with those situations and would need an adjournment tonight?
Is there anyone who would need an adjournment? Please rise and join the board in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, before we begin tonight, application 1 on our agenda, or application 25-242, is being adjourned to January the 29th. Is there anybody here on that application? Property is located in Wyandanch. Okay. First application tonight is application 25-238 of Jose Espinal. Property is located in Wyandanch. Name and address for the record, please.
Hi, my name is Stephen Affelt. My address is 41 Leaside Drive, Great River, New York. I'm here representing Jose and the JRE Development, LLC.
Okay. For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated January 6, 2026. Department of Environmental Control memo dated January 14, 2026. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. Survey by Paul Borowski dated August 7, 2024. Tax map acting as an area map. And
Chairman, is 3 photographs in the site plan by Stephen B. Affelt dated March 1st, 2025.
okay. Would you like to tell us about the application?
Yes, we'd like to construct a two-story single-family dwelling on one side of a very wide lot in a residence B district. Currently, there's no street at our site, so we'd be extending the street as far as possible to the end of our site. When we cannot connect to Little East Neck Road as the highway department described to us, so we'd be basically creating a dead-end street adjacent to Little East Neck. Our application has got a few planning comments that I'd like to address. Firstly, like I just said, we'd like to extend the road as far as possible before we touch Little East Neck. We have a unique second floor to our single-family dwelling. We have a large living room upstairs with 4 bedrooms. Our intention is to construct the house and then file for an accessory apartment permit in the future. That's why it's a unique layout for the second floor. And thirdly, for their planning board comments, they, I guess, are trying to inform us that egress windows would not be a permitted encroachment into our rear yards, and we completely acknowledge that. If anything, we would file for another application, a variance for that, but we don't intend on using the basement or cellar as a livable space. If you have any questions that I could answer, I'd be happy to.
Okay, so the first question is going to be, when we approve these applications, we put covenants and restrictions on there. Did you read those covenants and restrictions?
Yeah, there are a few that I would not advise my client to agree to.
Obviously, accessory apartment is one of them.
Yeah, number one, maintained as a single family, like the accessory apartment. The second-story deck, we actually would like to have a second-story deck. No further expansion of the dwelling and no further subdivision of the lot. I feel that those two at the end, since we'd have to file extra applications for them anyway, they could just be denied. There's no sense in having a covenant or restriction on them. Second-story decks and accessory apartments, again, would also be applications that could be denied by the planning board or the planning department or building department as they see fit. However, to impose those restrictions in perpetuity doesn't seem right.
That's what we do.
I know, but in this this location on Little East Neck Road is not. There's really no character to the neighborhood that we're trying to preserve. We're on a major street here. It feels that these restrictions will be out of place on a dwelling on such a busy street.
What is the address of this house going?
This is going to be 5 South 35th Street.
So then, it's on 35th Street, not Little East Neck Road.
The frontage is the same. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference. That it wouldn't be Little East Neck. It's right there.
Okay. You said you would either file or remove the egress window in the rear?
We don't actually have an egress window in the rear. All we have is a regular window well. It was kind of just an advisement that if we ever wanted to.
Oh, if you wanted it.
Yeah.
I got it. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. I have no other questions. Any other questions from the board?
I have a question.
Would anyone like to be heard on this app?
Mr.
Oh, I'm
I have a
sorry, you
question.
got a question, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, you know what, I wasn't seeing that. Where are you entering through? Through Brooklyn Avenue or through?
That's correct.
Oh, so you're making a road all the way down?
Yes,
A dead end?
yes.
Okay.
It-
You
The
can't enter
highway department,
Oh.
since it's such an extreme angle, we can't really have a safe travel for any cars entering, or, so Brooklyn is just much simpler.
Okay.
Have guardrail off of Lily Snake Road, or is it gonna be through?
Can you repeat that, Nick, into your microphone?
Are you guys planning on putting guardrail along Lily Snake Road, or is this gonna be a through road?
Those kinds of things are normally like, no, it's not going to be a through road, but
some
a
kind of-
guardrail would, normally the highway department would either ask for it or something else, but they haven't given us a direction because we don't have a
And
house
did you speak
approved.
to the highway department already, or no?
Yes.
And did they advise that, or?
They
anything?
advise that we're not allowed to touch the Lee's Neck and we have to come from Brooklyn. Everything else is basically dependent upon approval for how far we can go.
Right.
And from what I remember, you were going to try to purchase extra land? 114, right?
Yep.
My client's also trying to purchase 114 from the highway department to make this a little bit easier, but we're still in negotiations.
And I guess with that is drainage and curbs and stuff like that as well?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's got to be fully developed as their specs go.
No further questions.
Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. We're going to close the hearing, reserve decision. You'll get the decision in the mail.
Thank you very much. Have a great night, everyone.
You too, thank you.
Next, excuse me. Next application is application 25241 of Jonathan and Araya, I'm sorry. Sergio, property located in North Ave. Name and address for the record?
Yes, good evening. Gustavo Munoz, Plainview, New York, 71 Bluebird Lane,
Okay.
Plainview, New York.
Do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes,
For the record, we have a planning memo dated January 6, 2026, environmental control memo dated January 14, 2026. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by Anastasia Parsatoon dated July 18, 2023. Tax map acting as an area map, and
Chairman, there's 4 photographs in the site plan by Gustavo A. Muniz dated July 31st, 2025.
okay, what would you like to tell us about the application?
I'm sorry.
What would you like to tell us?
Oh, yes. First of all, I just wanted to address one of the planning comments, the permission to increase total building area of 20% to 30%, over 762 square feet. I believe that's an error in there. I don't know how that was come about. I can figure it out how you came up with that number. I'm sorry?
Do you have the correct figure?
Do I have what?
The correct figure.
So the correct figure that I have is for the total is 1,602 versus I think you had, it was always 2,000.
Katie?
Okay, we'll look over that.
Okay.
Thank you.
And basically, what we're seeking here, because of the way the property is situated, there is no way to put in other locations the egress that they're proposing. We cannot put it on any other yard, and that's the reason why it's here with the board.
That's it?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Also, to read into the record, we have emails, photos, and a video. We have a video.
This music is coming from 141 Greenwood Drive, 820 on a Sunday night. I'm inside my room with the windows closed and you can still the music, you can still hear it coming through. I'm inside my house. On 41 Greenwood Drive, Mr. Araya, on Sunday.
There is a letter of opposition with some photographs also to go into the record. 3 photographs. I think that's it.
And just for the record, I pulled the denial from the plans examiner, updated 12/18/25. It does have the lot coverage at 30.16%, within 2,262 square feet, but that is correct percentage as we have based on the plans. 2,262.74.
It's
And he's allowed of
I'm sorry.
1,500.
Lot coverage?
That's lot coverage.
Yeah, this first comment here, it says building area.
Yeah.
There's a difference between building area and lot coverage.
That's how we advertise lot coverage variances. That's how we word them.
Okay.
Good? Okay. Any other questions from the board?
Well, no.
Oh, you didn't say anything yet. I'll turn the hearing over to Ms. McCullough.
Okay, firstly, I feel like the property is really well maintained, so we'll start with a compliment. We have a few complaints, so I just have a few questions. How many people currently reside at the home?
So currently, there's a husband and wife, a daughter, 12 years old, a son that lives with his wife. The son is 23. There's the husband's mother, and then there's a brother, Sergio, that lives with them.
7.
7.
Thank you. And when was this property purchased?
2023?
2023, and those 7 people have occupied the entire time?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so you heard the videos, loud music. That's a common complaint right now. Can we address that?
I could advise that, not to play music that loud. That's all I could.
Yeah, we
I
want to
can do.
we want to be good neighbors.
Right.
We have a complaint about a gas dryer in a garage. Is that true?
I believe the inspector came this week, from what the owner told me, and found nothing.
Nothing in the garage.
Nothing in the garage.
We had a complaint about a camera facing a neighbor's property.
I don't know. I haven't heard that from. It's the first time
Okay.
I hear.
These are things that you want to speak to your client about. Make sure there's no accuracy to it. In the basement, these storage rooms, are there walls dividing these rooms?
Currently, yes.
Currently, yes.
Yes.
Is there plans to change that?
No.
No. So that's how it's going to remain.
Right.
Okay.
There-
Was there ever a kitchen in the basement?
No kitchen.
Was there ever any living, any?
There's storage room. Half of the basement is storage room. The other half is unfinished with a boiler room that's enclosed, and that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
No door in the
There's
basement.
there's
leading
no door.
outside?
There's no door that leads out. That's the reason for us for proposing a window egress in those rooms. They intend to use it for sleeping only. No cooking down there.
They intend to use the rooms for what? I'm sorry.
Sleeping,
Sleeping?
yes.
Is there a bathroom down there?
We're proposing a bathroom in this application,
3-piece or 2-piece?
3-piece.
So they would,
So it's fine with sleeping quarters. Okay. The deck, when was the deck built?
The deck was bought with the the deck came with the, when
It
they
was
bought the
already there in
property.
2023?
Yeah. The deck
Okay.
and the gazebo were there,
Both?
both.
Okay. Let me see,
what about cutting the door in, Shanice?
cutting the doorway.
Yeah, they're cutting a door in the middle of the night in the garage. And it's an interior.
Is there a door from the garage into the home?
I don't believe so.
It's noted in here, the fourth violation, you guys are working in the middle of the night without a permit, cutting in a door, an interior door with no permit.
Currently, we don't show in our plans any door leading to it, so
But none of that was constructed prior to
Right.
pulling a permit or,
no.
so,
There's currently an existing door leading to the garage from the porch.
was that always existing or was
Yeah,
that recently
was-
constructed?
That was always existing. But there's no door from the main building to the garage.
It's an attached garage.
Right.
You would want access.
So, to a door, yeah, so I don't know. All right, thank you for that. And so currently, one kitchen in the entire house?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So for if this application is approved, we have 2 recommended conditions that you would have to agree to. No kitchen or cooking facilities permitted in the basement, ever, and rear yard deck not being closed. Do you agree to both?
Yes.
Okay, I have no further questions.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? Yes. Have a seat. Sir, have a seat.
Good evening.
Name and address for the record, please.
Lisa Martin Ortiz, 145 Greenwood Drive, and my property is on the northwest side of Mr. Araya's home.
Okay, and do you affirm to tell the truth?
Absolutely.
Okay, what would you like to tell us?
Well, I've been in the town of Babylon for 30 years. I've never had a problem with any neighbors, any complaints, any summonses from the town of Babylon. I know there are codes here, there are rules here. There are neighbors that are like less than 10 feet away. Unfortunately, in the last 3 years, I've had discussions with Mr. Araya, informing him of the neighborhood, the quality, the peace, the tranquility that everybody expects on a Monday, on a Sunday night. No one wants to hear any loud music. There are children that are going to school on Monday. There are children, there are elders, and they're an extended family. And I understand that everybody has the right to entertain in their backyard, because we all do. However, when you can hear the ruckus 6 blocks out, or a small speaker like Mr. Araya says he has, is really a speaker that can light up Central Park, and Central Park's pretty big. So with the music, I have noticed a lot of other neighbors have complained. Unfortunately, some of them are not here because they are intimidated. This is a very large family. I had spoken to him and I said, we don't do certain things here. It's just not neighborly. His response was, well, we own the house. Okay, you may own the house, which was purchased through a third buyer, which I found out a year later, but you don't have the right to disturb everybody's peace. We're not on 3 acres here. We're on less than half an acre here. So I explained all this. There's always been a confrontation. The camera, I have a picture. That camera is pointing towards my property. And if the wind blows, it's in my kitchen. When he's entertaining, in the last 3 years, I have to say in fairness that he's put the music down a little bit. The neighbors behind them, 137 on Parkdale, Giovanni and Marie, also has small children. And when they move there, they say, can you please lower the music, the ones behind them, because I have children, they're going to school. So other neighbors have had some type of discussions with them. Now, so he moves the speaker. I have a major problem with that because, again, as it's very, very disturbing, very loud. He puts it more on the northwest corner of my property. So I will blast my air conditioner. I will blast the AC. And I still can't hear myself inside the house. The noise goes through my kitchen, where the camera is. I have a picture here. I put something up because he shouldn't see who's coming into my yard. The noise goes through the bedroom, so I can't sleep. I can't cook in the kitchen. I can't watch my TV in the living room. We can't go to the basement and sleep because we're still listening to it. And 149 Greenwood Drive, who couldn't be here tonight, who's the new owner, was there in October, and he asked me, where is all that ruckus coming from? I said, Charles, that's 141 Greenwood Drive. He goes, I just moved here, and I don't expect to hear this. So the volume, it's intolerable, but I get the worst of it because I'm right next to it. So he'll move the speaker, the entertainment, more towards the garage, which towards northwest. So 70% of that travels inside to my property. So I get it the worst. I was told by one of his sons that all you have to do is just close the windows. I explained to them, these used to be summer homes. I'm here 30 years. We're not used to this volume. We're just not used to it. Has the neighborhood changed? Absolutely, the neighborhood has changed. Families are growing bigger, extended family, whatever, people entertaining, there's no parking anywhere. I understand all that. But they need to understand that they're not the only ones on this property here. It's affecting the peace. A lot of people are selling homes, and a lot of the other neighbors, they didn't come tonight, again, because they are intimidated. So I don't have a problem what it is they're planning to do in their house, extend the basement, put more people, put a kitchen in there. Who knows? That's on the other side. My concern is, I'm getting to the point, he requested a patio, a gazebo, and a deck, which the gentleman here did not bring up in his application, right? Am I correct, or did they drop that part of the application?
I didn't hear that.
He didn't approve, yeah, he didn't.
Right, patio, deck, and gazebo. There isn't a gazebo there already. It's less than 6 feet from my side yard. I don't know the town code. Again, more towards the northwest. My question regarding this gazebo, I want to know if you approve his permit, will you be there to guide them, to let them know how close they can be to anybody's neighbors around them, up to building code, of course, up to building code. We don't want a safety hazard here. And also, if they're building another gazebo, is this gazebo is now going to extend more towards my property, because I'm the one that's getting the worst of it. And quite honestly, I have a target on my back right now, because all he says, I only have a problem with you. No, everybody has a problem with you. It's just that I've been there the longest, and they come tell me about it. I don't own the community. I love the community. I love North Babylon. North Babylon has changed. It breaks my heart because North Babylon has changed. Again, I don't have a problem with them, with how many people they want to have in the house, even though it's a safety hazard. It's a one-family home, not a six-family building. I need to know where this gazebo is going to go. It's my main thing, and where this patio and this deck that they're going to build. Is it going to go past towards the garage? Because I got a problem with it. I keep telling him, listen, I'm not 2 acres away from you. I'm right next to you. So I need to know where this gazebo is going to be built. Is it a year-round enclosed gazebo with music all the time, entertainment all the time? I'll give you an example. Summer, everybody's entertaining. When they do their entertainment, everybody around them has to shut their music and everything because they're entertaining everybody. So nobody else can entertain in the backyard in the summer. On a Sunday, I can't go sit in my backyard. I've been there for 30 years because I have to hear this ruckus at 6 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday when you're ready to unwind and go to work. Again, they have an extended family. It's their home. I don't care about that. As long as no fire destroys the community, I need to know where this gazebo, patio, and deck is going. Because again, we have to get along. It's got to be a peaceful, we're in the suburbs, right? And so just be respectful, and just because you move the speaker to the garage on my side of the property doesn't mean that it's not loud. It's loud. It's going through my whole house, even on the other side, and 149 can hear it. So that's basically why I came. I need to know this measurement of the gazebo and how, if you approve it, where this thing is going to be placed. Can it be placed in the middle of their backyard so that the noise is distributed?
Well, it's existing already. It's there.
They're
you're here
building.
to maintain it.
No, there's one there already, but they requested to build one.
No.
This is a separate gazebo.
We don't have that. That's not on this application.
Oh, okay.
Requested to legally maintain the,
The existing
Rear
gazebo that's
deck,
back.
patio, and
Okay,
gazebo.
so the deck that they requested,
It's there already.
Also there.
It's all existing. It's whatever's there, they're just legalizing.
Trying to legalize it, yeah.
oh, so that's not legal, that small deck that they have back there?
It's, where it's at, it's fine. It's just the coverage, the rear yard coverage, they exceeded, so they're,
Here for relief.
yeah.
Okay, because I believe that the lady that he's this lady here, I believe?
Yep, you gotta
I
speak
believe
to us.
you were the one that was measuring this summer,
Can't-
correct? She
you
was
gotta
measuring.
You got to talk to us.
So I just wondering if it's existing, I don't care. I just want to make sure that this, whatever it is that they.
Yeah, it's nothing new coming in. Nothing new coming in.
Okay, so, and like I said, I brought some pictures because I just want to show the
You can-
proximity, if I
You
may.
can hand them up, we'll put them, make them part of the record.
So this is my yard, this is the thing here. This is the gazebo.
You want those back, or can we keep those?
No, you can keep those. Just trying to, I know you guys know how close we are to each other on certain parts of the block and whatnot. And this one, unfortunately, I couldn't get to print it. This is the picture that faces my kitchen. Let's see if I can get it. Unfortunately, I cannot show this to everybody. But this is my property. They have the camera here. It goes here. You can see who's coming to my yard. So I put up make-believe trees here so that I get privacy. So on this side of the yard, aside from the noise, I can't sit back there and read or do anything because that camera's recording my conversation. I have no privacy. So I don't understand how this gentleman hasn't seen the camera, but, and I had told him to, Mr. Araya, to please lower the camera a bit, that it was facing my property and my backyard. When the wind hits my kitchen and the backyard, I have no privacy. So,
Okay.
I wanted to show you, but unfortunately, I didn't get an opportunity to print the camera, which by code, is there a code for this camera? Or do I have to call Suffolk PD?
How many bedrooms are in the house?
In my house?
No.
In his house?
Yes.
Before they moved there, because I've been there 30 years, it's always been 4 bedrooms, unfinished basement, no entrance from inside the garage into the house. There was never a bathroom in the basement because Greg Lim lived there, and then Crystal and Chris just moved out 2 years ago, and they didn't do any work in the house. Like I said, it's their property. You want to approve it, I don't have a problem. It's just that they have to have a little consideration for the neighbors around them and start targeting me that I'm the only one complaining. And I don't know if anything could be done about the camera. Unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity. I can show you from the phone, but unfortunately,
We do have a picture that was submitted on the record of the camera.
And did you get the picture of my kitchen that it turns? Right, and that turns into my kitchen, which I put a cardboard on the window. Hold on. See if I find it here right now. I'm sorry. So this was the window. That camera, you can see this is the window where I have the cardboard on. If the wind blows, I'm in my pajamas, I'm in my kitchen. That camera is over the fence into this window. This is my northwest, my kitchen. If it blows the other way, the yard is, his camera's in my yard. So where do I go for privacy?
We'll ask him. Thank you.
That'll be all, thank you.
Would anyone else like to be heard on this application? Name and address for the record, please.
My name's Teresa Danks, 132 Parkdale Drive. So I'm diagonally behind.
Behind. Do you affirm to tell the truth?
I do.
Okay. What would you like to tell us?
I came in to find out more. It said it was increasing from 20% to over 30% building area, and that concerned me. That's an increase of over 50%. That it seemed like a big increase in building area, but you say it's already there. It seems like they're installing 2 egress windows wells, and that sounded like they were putting more people in. I heard you say you were going to require that they not have a kitchen so that it can't be a second apartment, because that's always a concern when you have an outside exit. And the other one is diminishing the setback from 12 feet to 7 feet by putting in the window cell and that, the window well. And that concerns me about being able to get emergency vehicles between the buildings. If there's a need to get emergency vehicles in, now the diminished setback means there's less space for emergency vehicles if there's that need. So generally, I was just concerned that it was increasing the density in the neighborhood, and I don't see why they can't put a window well out the back. I mean, if you have to cut into the deck by a couple of feet, but so I was concerned about that increased density, the increased building space, and not having an extra legal apartment in the basement or anywhere else in the building.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Unless you have
Thank you.
questions.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. Come back up. So, what's going on there?
I cannot answer for the noise and all that stuff, you know, what's going on. I'm just really the architect to trying to get what the client is asking for. The reason why the egress windows are being put on the side is because there's no way to put them in the back. The main house is a 2-story house, and then there's a 1-story addition in the back on grade, so there's no way to put the egress on the back side.
So is anybody here that can explain to us about what's going on? with the property?
Unfortunately, there's no one here from the house.
So are there still only 4 bedrooms in the house?
There's still only 4 bedrooms. There's 2 downstairs and 2 upstairs.
If we were to schedule an inspection, would your client agree to that?
I don't see why not. The inspection came somebody came this week, and there was a complaint about a stove in the garage, and they came and he let them in.
So let's go back to the basement. What's the purpose of making rooms down there and putting in a 3-piece bathroom?
So the house is small on itself. It's only a little over 1,000 square feet on the first floor, with 2 bedrooms, and a little bit on the 600 on the second floor, with 2 bedrooms. There's 7 people living in there. They'll like to be able to use the basement without extending the house. That we're not extending the house. We're just using what's there now.
How many people in the house drive? Does the driveway accommodate all the vehicles, or are they parked out in the street?
No, there's a 1-car garage. It's a deep. You can almost put 2 cars in that garage, and in the driveway you could put another 2 cars.
So there is sufficient parking?
I believe so.
Does everybody drive in the house?
Not everybody. We have a 12-year-old. You have an elderly person, the grandmother, who doesn't drive.
So 5 out of the 7?
I would say 5, maybe 4 out of the 7 drive. I don't know if they have cars, though.
So you do understand that your client seems like not being a good neighbor here?
I totally understand the aggravation she's going through. It's just something I can only advise my client. I could go to him and tell him to be a good neighbor, but
Well, maybe
only so
your
much.
client should have been here, but since he's not, so I'm going to ask you to go back to your client, and I'm sure he knows already, but regardless, at least make it known, that this is a problem. All right?
certainly.
Any other questions? Okay, we're going to close the hearing. We're going to reserve decision. You'll get the decision in the mail.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming down. Next application is application 25240 of Robert Held, property located in Deer Park.
Hello.
Name and address for the record, please.
It's Robert Held, and the address is 132 Pine Acres Boulevard in Deer Park.
Okay. And do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated January 6th, 2026. Environmental Control memo dated January 14th, 2026. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by Michael Scalise dated July 17th, 2025. Tax map acting as an area map. And
Chairman, there's 4 photographs. A signed by Daniel Burko dated September 26, 2025.
okay, what would you like to tell us about the application?
All right. Unfortunately, my architect called in sick, basically.
Called in
Yeah,
sick?
I know. I'm sorry. I've never done this before. So I inherited a car collection from my dad, and I want to be able to store them on my property. I recently sold his house around the corner, and I had about the same size garage there, and I want to build it onto my property now. Basically, the problem was with the setbacks. If I did move it 3 feet forward, it'd be really tough to get into it on the property. The height of the garage, my architect changed to 14 feet. So we did that. And also making the garage smaller would impede me putting tools and being able to open doors on the cars and stuff like that. I also have his motorcycle too I have to put in there, which I'm riding now, but that's it. As far as the deck was there since 2007, but we went through with trying to legalize it anyway because the examiner didn't know if it was there or not and whatever, so getting nervous. So
Relax, we're not going to beat you up.
all right, thanks. My camper it's a recreational vehicle. Someone mentioned it in the thing. We use it. Right now it's stored. It has a cover on it and it's parked. It's legally parked. I can move it at any time if I want. And then they mentioned an accessory building. That's actually a ATV trailer I use as well. Right now, I would probably be getting rid of it because I can put the ATVs inside and I would rent an open trailer because it would be way easier and cheaper than maintaining that one. The camper, I'm probably selling in the spring because we don't go as much anyway. So it may not even be a concern for this matter. And that's really about it, I think.
Okay, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Montiglio.
How are you? Good evening.
Thanks.
You answered basically all the questions that I had for you
Right.
about the size of it. You have the two variances you want on the lot side from the side and the rear.
Mm-hmm.
You got to give us one of them. I mean, give and take a little bit. I mean, you can move it up 3 feet, you would lose that variance right there by just moving the whole garage up 3 feet.
Okay. What if I moved it up 1 foot and I cut it short a foot, or if I?
That's working. That's working with us. That's
I mean
like that. Did you have the new plans saying it's 14 feet?
Yes, I think he submitted them, but I also.
Now, if you submitted, that's fine.
Yeah, he submitted them.
When he submitted them, I don't think the office received it.
Oh, he said he did it 2 or 3 days ago. Yeah, actually, I saw it. I was copied on the email with. Hang on.
They have to be submitted hard copy right now.
Oh, they do. Oh, okay. Maybe he didn't do that.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, and I don't have a hard copy of them.
Okay, either way for now.
I think I, no, you know what? I do. They're just not in the correct format. I printed, can I?
If you're gonna make other changes, you can wait and submit all at one time.
Okay. All right. All right.
If this application was approved, there'd be no habitable space in the garage. You agree to that?
Yeah, no.
No plumbing at all in the garage?
No.
No commercial work at all, just personal vehicles?
Yeah, no.
And the rear second story deck not enclosed at all, or below?
No, absolutely not. That's been that way since at least 2007 that I know.
You just have to get us new drawings.
You just got to submit the new drawings with the change of the location and the 14 feet versus 16 feet.
Okay.
And the ATV trailer or whatever shed would have to be addressed before you get a CO if they approve the garage.
Okay.
It's not shown on the survey, so that would come up as another.
Oh, no, that's a movable trailer.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
No,
legally.
I think there's two sheds in the property. I think these.
Yeah.
The
So
shed in the back and the shed in the corner.
Yeah, the one shed's going to be removed. Obviously, the
Okay.
garage is going there. The other one I'm going to remove as well. Do I have to do that immediately, or can I do it towards the end? Because the stuff
that's
that's
done before you get
Or get a CO.
right, but I can build and then transfer the stuff into there, or basically. Well, no, I guess the stuff from that shed's going in the garage. That's the plan. I can do something with it earlier. I'll take it down. It's fine.
I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. So we're going to close the hearing, reserve decision. We're going to keep the record open for your new plans that you're going to submit showing the changes, okay?
Okay.
Once we have that, then we can look at the application.
All right, to be clear, we can move the rear to, is it okay to be 7 foot? I could take a foot off and move it a foot forward? Or what if I take 2 feet off the other side and move it over a foot? Either way, if I make it to 8 foot on one side, you're okay?
The side is 8 foot. The rear has to come up. Has
Okay,
to be
so the
moved
rear
forward.
only,
Yes,
make that 8 foot and we're okay?
correct.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good night.
You too. Thank
Good
you.
job.
You want to be an expediter? I said, do you want to be an expediter? You could do other applications. Next application is applications 25236 of Donald S. and Teresa M. Skew, property located in West Bab. Name and address for the record, please.
127 Kellam Street, West Babylon, New York, 11704. My name's Teresa Skeen.
Do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
For the record, we have a planning division memo dated January 6, 2026. Environmental control memo dated January 14, 2026. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by Lawrence Michael Haynes dated August 8, 2025. Tax map acting as an area map and
Chairman, there's 8 photographs and a site plan by Kurt Jacobs dated September 12, 2025.
okay, what would you like to tell us about the application?
We're requesting a second story addition to our house, to my house. My son and daughter-in-law and granddaughter are going to come live with me.
That's it? You're just going straight up? What
Yep,
else will
just
you
straight
see?
up. I live there by myself now, and they're going to come live with me.
So you, okay. All right, I'll turn the hearing over to Ms. Corquitas.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good. So the dwelling, is it going to remain single family,
Yes,
owner occupied?
yes. They're coming to
And-
take care of me.
What's that?
They're coming to take care of me.
Good for you.
How many people did you say were living in the home? It's you, your son,
No, it's just me right now. It's going to be my son,
okay,
his wife, and my
and their child?
1.5-year-old granddaughter.
Okay. And are you intending to rent at any time or
No.
file for an accessory rental permit?
No, not at all.
And how many?
Excuse me?
One kitchen?
One kitchen.
Is there any plans for another kitchen in the home?
No.
No. When did you purchase the home?
43 years ago, in 1983.
Okay. When was the outside cellar entrance constructed?
In spring of 2017.
Spring 2016. There's only a two-piece bathroom in the basement?
Yeah, sink and toilet.
Okay.
We used to have a pool, and it was easier to go in that way than coming through the whole house.
Question, can the stairs be redesigned to face the rear yard?
Not really.
The larger shed on the west side of the rear yard, what's that going to be used for?
It's going to be taken down after we get the upstairs done and the attic put in.
Okay.
The other one's been there for 40 years.
Okay.
The little one, that was our pool supply shed.
And the patio installed, what year? Do you know?
The patio?
Mm-hmm.
Under the second shed?
Yeah.
No, that was there when we bought the house. It used to be a dog run, and all we did was take down the fence.
And question for you, if the application were to be approved, would you agree to the following conditions that were listed on the planning memo? Did you have a chance to read that? No cooking facilities permitted in the basement, two-piece bathroom only permitted in the basement, basement to remain an open, undivided area for recreation room, and storage use only as per the applicant's plans. If sheds are ever in disrepair, taken down, they must be rebuilt in a conforming location.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
They're like, not Tupperware, like Rubbermaid or sun catcher. They're like plastic, but heavy-duty plastic. But if they were ever eyesore, we would definitely get rid of them.
Okay, perfect.
Or in disarray.
Yeah, of course. No further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. You good? Okay, we're going to close the hearing, reserve decision. You'll get the decision in the mail. Okay, thanks for coming down.
Thank you very much.
Next application, last application 25-239, property located 45 East Industry Court, Deer Park.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. For the record, Nicole Blanda. I'm an attorney at Bazell, Blanda, Visconti, with offices at 535 Broad Hollow Road in Melville.
For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated January 6, 2026, Environmental Control memo dated January 14, 2026. If we were to approve this application, we need a negative declaration. Fire Marshal's report dated January 15, 2026. Okay, so there's a laundry list. You have the Fire Marshal's report?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Most of which, if not all, have been addressed already. If you look at the date, it's from September. They say it's January, but the actual report and violations date back to September.
September.
Yeah.
Okay. Survey by John Robinson dated May 1st, 2013. Tax map acting as an area map. And
Mr. Chairman, there's 5 photographs in the site plan by George Badger, dated October 2025.
Okay. Would like tell us about the application.
I'm here tonight on behalf of Sub-Zero Insulation and Refrigeration Technologies LLC. They are the tenant of the property because this is an IDA property, so the Town of Babylon Industrial Development Agency is actually technically the owner, and then they lease it back to my client. We're seeking a special permit for a public garage as well as a parking variance. The property is located on the east side of Industry Court, about 262 feet north of Grand Boulevard in Deer Park. It's zoned Industry GA. It's over in that industrial pocket that's just east of the Tanger outlets. So it's surrounded by industrial and then is also, it borders the town of Islip. It has a lot area of an acre. It's presently improved with a 19,722 square foot one-story building. Sub-Zero manufactures refrigerated vans and trucks. They produce temperature-controlled vans for all types of clients, including franchise clients, corporate fleets. You would notice them on the road as edible arrangements or Boar's Head, any kind of delivery or Sprinter van that you see that might be refrigerated, whether it might be Stop and Shop or a grocery delivery service. They basically upfit vanilla box vans to spec. So if a company, let's say, I'm going to use edible arrangements, they come in, they have their specs for how they want the inside to be. Sub-Zero then installs insulation panels inside to keep the internal temperature of the van at whatever temperature it needs to be to keep those items cold. So that's basically what they do there. They are not open to the public, so this isn't, it's kind of like, it's hard sometimes for people who aren't in the zoning world to understand, like public garage. We think of your local mechanic, your local auto body shop or auto repair shop. So they were not aware when they came to this site that they would actually need a special permit for a public garage. They thought, because they don't work on engines, they don't do oil changes, they don't, do anything really mechanical in that sense. They just kind of deal with the inside and putting insulation panels inside vans and then delivering them to the customer. So that's it. They're basically their business model or their business operation. So we are seeking the special permit to be a public garage. We fall under the portion of the code's definition as far as equipping vehicles or storing vehicles. And so that's what's triggered the special permit here. They do store some of the vehicles. If you look at the floor plan, you can see when they're working on these vans, they're inside. There's various bays for those vans. And then there would be some outside storage in the rear, which is permitted in this zone. We don't need a variance for that. But the outside storage of the vehicles will affect some of the parking that we would have on site. So we are proposing 16 spaces on site. Technically, we're required to have 53. The bulk of the square footage of this building is, I guess you'd call it, you could see it on the floor plan, is where the vehicles are actually being fitted out. And then we have some office space. We have a kitchen break room, a large conference room, and a sort of employee lounge, what would be an employee lounge area. There's 6 spaces in the front. There's 10 in the rear. Right now, there's only about 17 employees, but 90% of them either come by carpool, bus, or e-bikes and scooters. There is a bus stop on the corner of Grand and East Industry Court, so a lot of them do come by that route. But in addition, some of these employees are out delivering vans during the day, so they're not even on site. And there is parking on street in this area. If you're familiar, there's West Industry Court, and it kind of rings around, and then there's East Industry Court. When I've visited the site, I've actually just parked on the street. There's no limitation on that. So that is another option. But given the amount of employees for this use, we don't feel the parking is a problem. And there is overlap. So in other words, whoever's working in, let's say, the vehicle repair area, they're also using the offices or the break room or the conference room. It's not like they're separately staffed. So we wanted to create a site plan that would work here to also allow for some outside storage in the rear, and we do feel that that the parking we have would be sufficient. Again, this is an industrial area. As I pointed out, we are near Tanger Outlets. There is another, there's an industrial use to the north. It's called Design Wraps. They also deal with vehicles. To the south is another manufacturing use. So this is in character with this area and would be appropriate for this area. In terms of the fire marshal memo, we've been actively working on that since the end of September. They engaged with a company called Action Hazmat. They've dealt with the health department and the state DEC. We have just gotten a no further action letter. So we've been dealing with the town DEC as well, closely giving them manifests and things that they need. And then we also have he has a licensed electrician that worked on the electrical. We submitted our underwriter's certificate. Basically what I'm saying is we've been working closely. I actually spoke to the fire marshal earlier today, and we're gonna be trying to set up an inspection for next week, see if we can get them reopened. Obviously, we're hoping tonight goes well, because they have been shut down since the end of September, and obviously it's very difficult to keep your business afloat if you've been shut down for over 4 months now. So they've been trying, I've been working with them since the get-go, and I can say that they've been diligently pursuing, trying to figure out, where things went wrong and how to fix them and make the different agencies happy. So, we respectfully request the special permit be granted. We understand it would be granted for the initial year, and then we'll come back. You can see how they're doing. And again, we don't feel that the parking variance, we feel that it works here for this site, for this particular use, particularly because the site isn't open to the public. They don't have customers coming in, like you would a normal public garage. So if there's anything I haven't covered or any questions the board has, I'm here to answer.
Okay, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Montiglio.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Well, it seems like you have everything in the right direction, trying to get everything legalized and do the right things like you should be doing.
Yes.
There's no auto body going on there, no spraying, no.
No, there was a small spray booth previously for spray foam within. They're now farming that out. So they've removed that booth entirely. That part of their business is now being subbed out to another location.
There's no showroom where people can come see anything. There's no public information, public coming there to look at. Basically,
No.
They know what they're coming there for.
Exactly. Yeah, they're like a nationwide company. They're known. I believe they're one of the leading manufacturers, if not the leading manufacturer. If you look at their website, there's a lot of good info on there. But right, they're not having a showroom where people are coming in and.
So the parking is not really an issue.
No.
If it was approved, they give a 1 year with the subject of the standard CNR for public garage.
Yes, we went through I had them look at the standard covenants.
I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from the board?
I have a question. 2 questions, actually. So
Sure.
in the picture that you have up there, are they going to be applying for outdoor storage for those vehicles, or are they not going to be there, or they are going to be there?
So if you look, I'm sorry, Katie, you want to do it?
The site plan shows 8.
Yes. So I don't know when that aerial is from, but that was, part of what we're cleaning up and doing. So in the rear, along the property line, we're proposing to have 8 spaces, which would be dedicated for outside storage. Okay. But we don't need a variance for it because in the industrial zone, as long as you're in the rear yard, it's allowed. But it does affect our parking. So it's part of our parking variance. But so yes, there will be outside storage, but it would be neater than what you see there, and then there's going to be striped parking on the north side and the south side.
Okay. And also another question. On the fire marshal report, if you see number 5, property not to be used for apartment housing and habitation, what? Was there somebody living there, or was there something going on that they would write that?
So there is a kitchen, and it was used as a break room, but it was also kind of used for the business owner to stay over at times. It was never rented out to any member of the public. It was always utilized late nights, things like that, the ability to stay over, shower, be there early in the morning. But that is being completely redone. So the space that you see on the floor plan will still be there, but it's not an apartment. It won't be utilized as an apartment.
Okay, thank you.
Would anyone like any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none.
You got to wait for the fire marshal, correct?
We could
So it's kind of like a chicken and the egg situation.
approve subject to. Approve subject to.
Let's hold it.
Okay. We'll hold it.
Okay, and
Close the
if I
hearing,
can just
reserve
ask,
decision.
I know you're not meeting in February. It would be really, really important if you guys could discuss it before you understand, because then that's a whole nother month of waiting to reopen.
Nope, we got it.
When I spoke to the fire marshal, he did indicate he was hoping to get out there next week.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Keep the record open for fire marshal's report. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Have a good night.
You too.
You know what fire marshal you spoke to?
Morgan Davis. Yeah. He's going to be, I think he said going to be out tomorrow, and then Monday, obviously, you're closed, but he was going to contact me Tuesday. Okay. Hi. You too.
We didn't prove nothing tonight, did we?
Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the board. From the Office of the Town Attorney, Pamela Green. Would the board like to revisit any of tonight's reserved applications?
All of them.